Good afternoon, radio fans. This is Big Al. Today is Friday, August 14th, 2020, and welcome to another edition of This Week in Radio, where we'll be diving into some of the biggest news stories from the world of radio. Some of the stories we'll be covering today include a Louisville radio station returning to its roots and switching formats to its old urban oldies format. Nashville Public Radio is dropping classical music and launching a local music format on one of its stations. WQAM readjusts its midday schedule. Those changes are slated to begin next week. But we begin in Cleveland, with the Browns extending their deal with both Intercom and Good Karma brands. This is from Lance Venta of RadioInsight.com, dated August 13th, 2020. Alright, this story is based from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is the home of Good Karma Brands. Their sports station, ESPN 850 WKNR in Cleveland, and Intercom-owned stations 92.3 The Fan, which is WKRK-FM Cleveland Heights. That's the CBS Sports Radio affiliate. And Classic Rocker 98.5 WNCX Cleveland have signed a long-term extension of their partnership to share the broadcast rights to the NFL's Cleveland Browns. The three stations will carry all the game day broadcasts, while both WKNR and WKRK will air the weekly Cleveland Browns preview show on Wednesday nights from 7 to 8 p.m. The two stations will also air the Kevin Stefanski Show with Cleveland Browns head coach Steven Stefanski on Thursday nights from 7 to 8 p.m. WKNR will continue to be the home of Cleveland Browns Daily, which is hosted by Nathan Zagora and Bo Bishop, which airs weekday afternoons from 1 till 3 p.m. on ESPN 850. The three stations have carried Cleveland Browns programming since 2013. Alright, our next story takes us to Nashville, where Nashville Public Radio will flip 91.1 WFCL to a local music format. This is also by Lance Venta of RadioInsight.com, dated August 12, 2020. In a letter to members, Nashville Public Radio announced on Wednesday it will flip their classical music station 91.1 WFCL to a local music format this fall. The current classical music programming will be migrated to WPLN 90.3 HD2 and online, while the new format will feature, quote, complete local curation broadcast from Nashville Public Radio's state-of-the-art recording studios. Nashville Public Radio President and CEO Steve Swinson describes the new format as a vibrant soundtrack of the Music City and partners with local musicians, arts organizations, and venues. The organization expects the new format will generate additional financial resources to help WPLN News expand with more reporters, editors, and local reporting. Alright, off to Louisville, Kentucky for our next story. WLOU flips to urban oldies by Lance Venta, RadioInsight.com, August 13, 2020. Following its sale to New Albany Broadcasting earlier this year, gospel music station Praise Power, which is 1350 WLOU, Louisville, Kentucky, and translator station W284AD on 104.7 FM in New Albany, Indiana, flipped from gospel to R&B oldies last Friday, August 7th. The original soul of Louisville is paying homage as one of the first R&B/soul stations in the country, which lasted from the 50s up until 1995. The new format will also feature an emphasis on social issues. The station has announced the additions of Archie Dell as general manager, and also Mark Gunn as program director and afternoon host, and Miss Crystal Goodner as morning host. Gunn is the former program director at hip-hop station WGZB B96.5. Core artists for the new format include the likes of Earth, Wind and Fire, the OJs, the Stylistics, Prince, Stevie Wonder, Mary J. Blige, Sade, the Isley Brothers, and Anita Baker. With the change at WLOU, New Albany Broadcasting is also shuffling 1240 WLLV from a mix of gospel and talk to an all-gospel format, picking up the programming previously on WLOU. Meanwhile, down in South Florida, WQAM revises their schedule. And we've learned this over the last 3 hours. This is also by Lance Venta of RadioInsight.com from August 14, 2020, which is today if you're watching this at a later date. Miami, Florida. Intercom-owned sports station 560 The Joe, known legally as WQAM Miami, and repeater WKIS FM 99.9 HD2 Boca Raton, is revamping its schedule with the new ESPN radio lineup going into effect on August 17th, which is this Monday. The station's midday lineup will see the addition of ESPN's new talk show, Greeny, hosted by former Mike and Mike co-host Mike Greenberg, airing from 12 noon to 2 p.m. While the Dan Le Batard show with Stu Gatz, which is based in Miami, will air from 10 a.m. to noon. To fill the 2 p.m. hour, WQAM will pick up the first hour of the Hodgman and Crowder show, so that it and co-owned sister station 790 The Ticket, also known as WAXY South Miami, both air the full 4 hours of the program. All right. Up we go to Chicago for our next story. Rejoice 102.3 in Chicago adds Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell. This was dated on August 13, 2020, and written by Lance Venta of RadioInsight.com. Crawford Broadcasting's gospel station Rejoice 102.3, which is WYCA Crate Chicago, will add Reach Media's syndicated Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell this Monday, August 17th. Campbell will replace The King's Highway with Daryl King in the station's morning drive slot, which I'm assuming is 5 to 9 a.m. No word on King's status with WYCA. All right. Our next story is Michael Taylor named general manager of Streets 103.3 and 100.5 Charlotte by Lance Venta, RadioInsight.com, August 13th, 2020. Core Communications owned hip-hop station Streets 103.3 and 100.5, which is WGIV 1370 AM Pineville, North Carolina, and translator stations W277CB 103.3 FM Charlotte and W263CY 100.5 FM Pineville, North Carolina, has hired Michael Taylor as the station's general manager and general sales manager. Taylor previously worked with Radio 1 Charlotte, which is now known as Urban One, from 2003 to 2018 as the local sales manager, national and general sales manager, and director of sales. He was also an account manager for Urban One Philadelphia, CBS Radio Charlotte, and was also a business manager for US Radio in Raleigh throughout his career. All right. Julian Nee joins Movin' 92.5 for evenings. This was by Lance Venta, RadioInsight.com, dated August 12, 2020. Hubbard Broadcasting's top 40 CHR station, Movin' 92.5, KQMV, Bellevue, Seattle, Washington, has announced the addition of Julian on the Radio Nee as evening host. Julian has most recently been in San Francisco as the afternoon drive host on iHeartMedia's Wild 94.9, as well as in a part-time role at Bonneville International's 99.7 Now. Julian has also worked afternoons in Phoenix for 104.7 Kiss FM. He's also done nights and mornings in Chicago for B96 and nights in Washington, D.C. for Hot 99.5. And our final story this week, Tori Snow to host afternoons on WBAL by Lance Venta, RadioInsight.com, August 14th, 2020. News talk station 1090 WBAL and translator station W268BA 101.5 FM Baltimore, which is owned by Hearst Communications, owners of NBC television station WBAL TV Channel 11, has announced the addition of Tori Snow on the station's afternoon as the station's afternoon drive host. Sorry about that. Filling the 2 to 6 p.m. time slot that has been vacated by Brett Hollander since he left the station to join the Baltimore Orioles back in February. Snow has been a guest host and contributor to former midday and current morning show co-host Clarence Mitchell IV, known in Baltimore as C4, on his shows on WBAL. Oh, and before we go, I saw something else on RadioInsight.com where the Federal Communications Commission has voted to end duplication on not only AM stations, but also on FM stations as well. If you want to read that whole article, just go to the FCC's website at fcc.org. So that's it for this weekend radio for Friday, August 14th, 2020. We'll be back with another edition next Friday and every Friday. And I will be getting on info gathering for my Pittsburgh area radio station rundown this weekend. And I'd like to have that market recorded the first of next week, either Monday or Tuesday. So be on the lookout for that. All right, this is Big Al signing off. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, ring the bell next time I go live. And if you like what you heard, just leave me a comment and I will respond. All right, have a great weekend and I will talk to you next week. Peace out.